Hey everybody, it's Doug here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the next episode of Victoriana, where we are playing the likes of Sherlock Holmes and Emma Blakeney, the Scarlet Pimpernel, and trying to solve a terrible crime before it gets underfoot. And we're helping the Queen to try and solve this. She has hired us to investigate London and see if we can solve this problem. This is not normal London. This is London with the likes of some fictional characters like Rasputin, who's an agent we're trying to defeat so that we can get closer to getting the identity of the mastermind behind the plot that's happening in the city. And what we've been doing is exploring different things and following up on leads, and the leads lead us to events and things that will help us to defeat these villains and get rid of plots that aren't really happening. We got to filter through the bad before we can find the good, and that's what we're doing. So I don't really have any corrections to make or anything like that. If I did make a couple of mistakes, I apologize. We'll try and talk about them in the next episodes, but I don't believe I have yet. Anyway, we're going to get right into our gameplay, and we're going to start with our character, Sherlock Holmes. Of course, he is always first player. In a two-player game, you don't change it at all. And we get, first thing we get to do is we get to decide whether or not we're going to move. Then we can perform some things. Now, we are trying desperately to get... Now, Sherlock, he's got quite a bit going on. We got quite a few things that he can do here, so we're going to head him out to try and solve some mysteries, and I think I know which ones we want to solve. We might even take some damage to get to the one that I'm worried about. I'm worried about a couple of them, except for there's one I know I don't need to worry about, so we're going to leave that one alone. However, let's get to the table and see what we're going to move to. I have a choice. I can go... You can always move 3 spaces as a normal movement, so I could go 1, 2, 3 to here. I was kind of hoping to get to this one, but I think I have a plan. So, Sherlock Holmes has 2 abilities. I can use both of them, but the first one I'm going to use is, and the only one I'm going to use this turn is Newspaper Archives. At the beginning of your turn, you may reveal a lead in place. So we're going to take a look at something real quick. I have an idea. I'm going to be able to solve this one, but there's one on the way. It's this one here, and I want to know what it is, because we also have an ability by Emma that says it's called Friends in High and Low Places. It says you may rewind a lead. We can exchange one of our tokens to rewind a lead a half a turn, which would give us some time. So I could buy time on one of these and let Sherlock get to one of them. But we're going to take a look at this one. Like I said, I kind of know what this one is, but I don't know what this is. So let's take a look. Okay, it's a blue one. It's a science one. So we're going to be able to pull... Oh, we can do that right away. Yeah, we can. We can also, but we can't. Don't think we can do this. Yeah, so we'd be able to do the first part of this, and we'd be able to take it as evidence. That evidence again does not help us with Rasputin, though. We need occult, political, and underworld. We have underworld. That's it. But we do know we can do this, and that's a good thing. So I'm going to put that back where it belongs, and I got to make sure I put it in the right time slot right there. And I think we're going to go do that one and turn this one back to safety using Emma in her turn. But we'll see. So he's just simply going to go 1, 2. He's going to go past the House of Parliament. Across. He's crossing the river, going down Millbank Prison, over to the X Club right here. Where there is a one. That is the one that we're going to try and tackle. So the number 3. So when he gets there, there's no action to be taken on this space. It is, however, an underworld and science space. What he is going to do is this. He's going to solve this mystery. So we'll leave that there for now. We're going to get the mystery out and see how he's going to solve it. Now, it's not a mystery, it's a case, right? So we have a couple of choices. And it's too bad we can't do this one because it's pretty good. But we can do this. We can spend 1 and 1 to solve this. And what we'll be able to do is we're going to be able to have a deduction. Now, how do I know it's a deduction? Because it says right here, 1 deduction. And that's what that means. Now, I could get 2 deductions in a special ability, but we're not going to be able to do that. So we're going to spend these, and that is going to allow us to solve this. Now, I could take it as evidence, as scientific evidence, but we don't need that right now. I don't see... Now, actually, yeah, I don't see a lot of value in that. That's not even our specialty. So we're going to do this. We're going to spend that to get rid of to do a deduction and get rid of another plot. That also means that we're going to be able to up the science track again, which is cool. Really, I don't know if we're going to be upping the science track. It's going to be based on this. What do we get? Oh, we're not. It's going to be a political track, which is okay too. So we know that the Church of England is not subverted. And we know that because this plot is not one of the plots we're concerned about. That goes into the discard pile. I wish we could have gotten more of those, gotten rid of more of those, but we didn't. However, when we successfully do that, we get to pick one of those that allows us to go up on this track. So we're going to go up there. Since it was only science, that's all we get. Now it says that all investigators gain 2 political, so that's good. So Sherlock Holmes gains 2 political tokens, as does, this is a one-time event, by the way, as does Emma, the Scarlet Pimpernel. She's got a ton of resources. Next thing we have to do is replace this completed job right here. So we're going to discard that, put it in our discard pile, and let's see what do we have to do. We got to run through those steps again, and each time, I think, until I'm really familiar with it, I'm going to keep using the card and make sure I run through it right. We're going to create a lead pile. We're going to take one card from the lead deck that matches the type. Well, we know that was science, so we're going to take a science card. That one's going to go into the pile, and then it says one card from each lead deck matching a type shown as the locale where the lead was just investigated. So that is going to be Underworld in science. So I think we'll take an Underworld because we're okay with either one of those. But Underworld is one of our specialties. So there's an Underworld card into the pile. And let's see. One card from a lead deck of the investigator's choice that matches one of the resources spent on the investigation. We just did that. Then we got one card from, no, what we did was one card from each deck matching the rate type shown. Oh, so I'm sorry, we need to do a science on that as well. So 2 science and a Underworld. And then we get to do this one. It says one card for a lead deck of the investigator's choice that matches one of the resources spent to investigate it. Well, we use political and science. We might as well slight this towards science, I guess, right? And do another science card. So there we go. We got 4 in the deck. It says you should have between 0 and 4. We're going to shuffle them up. And we're going to place one down, and that's going to be it. And the rest of them get discarded. It kind of sucks, but that's the way it goes. Alright, let's see. We're going to take this one and put it there. Now we're going to make a roll for it and find out where it is and at what state it's in. So let's do that. We'll roll these dice. So first off, we've been doing that a couple times. It's 6 o'clock. That was on blue, by the way. 6 o'clock, so it's right there. That's not great. That means we're limited on time. I keep rolling this symbol. I'd much rather roll this one, but it's okay. And then it's going to be blue 3, so let's take a look at that. So 3 is moving to blue 3, which is up there, up at the top, and that's where it's going to reside. Now, we're not quite done yet with our turn. We get one more thing we get to do. That is, good old Sherlock here gets to discover if this is the place. It is not, of course, the location of the nefarious plot. So we have uncovered that, and that's going to be the end of Sherlock Holmes' turn. Now we're going to go to Emma. What is she going to do? She's got a number of things we want to do with her. Okay, well, first things first, and I think we can do this in, can we do that in any order? I'm looking at this turn actions that we can do. We can move, we can perform 1. It says investigate or use a local ability and reveal 1. We can also use out of turn our special abilities, and I want to do that. Is going to buy us time. I'm going to use the friends in high and low places. It says you may rewind a lead a half turn or make another investigator immune to the. We're not going to do that. We're going to use the first part of that. So we're going to take one of these tokens. Now it's gone. We don't get to do that again. We only get to do it 2 more times, but we don't get to do that again. And we are going to turn this halfway back. That's a quarter turn, half turn. So that gives us some time. We're going to solve that pretty quickly, though. I'm not that worried about it. And that is going to give us some time to get up there and take care of that lead right there. Good job. That's the first part of Emma's turn. Now, she's going to move. She's only moving 1. She's going to move to the Nikola Tesla secret lab right here, which is a political and science location. We're going to investigate number 1 there. Now, I don't know what it is. We're going in blind, but she's got a ton of resources, so I think she's okay. So what do we got with this lead? Because it was about to go kaput, and we don't want that to happen. So it's another science lead. Wow, that's crazy. Okay, I'm not thrilled with that. Now I have resources. I can certainly do this. In fact, I'm probably going to do the big one. And again, I just don't feel good about taking. We might need it later. Maybe I should take it as evidence just to be on the safe side. But this would allow us to get. We have to get rid of these 2, so I think we might do this one. Illuminate the battered, illuminate the battered body. It says Bloody Lantern. 1 lead generated by this card enters play face up. Oh, that is awesome. Okay, I didn't look at the other ones to see if it did anything like that. I don't remember it. So when the lead comes in, it's going to be face up. We're going to get to see what it is. That's very cool. Okay. Anyway, we're going to do this. I think we're going to take the option to spend those 2. So that's 2. She does not have science, but she does have 2 wilds. So we're going to spend those, as well as one of her many, many, many political tokens there. And that means she is now, her specialty is now actually even again. So that's kind of weird for her. It's a weird scenario. And that means that we are going to be able to make 2 deductions. That means we're going to get to take 2 of these off of here and see what happens. One, okay, so we got some different things here. Europe at war, we don't have to worry about that one now. Water supply tainted with Hyde formula, that's bad. But we get to choose now which one of these we're going to go up in. You know, if we go up into political, we're doing pretty good with that. And we have a choice of political or underworld. I think we'll do the political one and keep going up that track since we're getting higher on it now. Let's do that. And you can see, boom. Now we get all the way up to here, and all these political ones are equal wilds. We can use them for anything, so that's pretty good. Now that is going to get discarded, but I do need to remember this. 1 lead generated by this card enters play face up. Okay. So, well, that card is only generating 1 lead. I don't see where it would generate more than 1. I'm looking. There's no reason why it would generate more than 1 unless something else happens. But we're going to get rid of that, and then when we do generate that lead, which we're going to do now, we can have it enter face up. If I understand that correctly, if I'm doing that wrong, please let me know, but that seems pretty reasonable. It means we get to know what it is. Okay, after we're going to create a new lead, so we're going to take 1 card from the lead deck that matches the type of lead investigated, so yet another science. I'm going to try and get this one away from science, though, this time, if I can. Let's see. And then it says 1 card from each of the lead deck matching the type shown in the locale, which is going to be political. There's political and science. Yuck. Okay. And then we got 1 card from the lead deck and of investigator's choice that matches one of the resources spent. Well, we did spend political on that, and so we're going to do a political. There's that. Okay. And then it says shuffle the lead pile, roll the dice to determine, discard any cards remaining from the lead pile. Okay, so we do know that when the one that enters play is going to be face up. So we're going to get to see it. Then we're going to figure out where it's going to go. And I'm just shuffling these up. Okay, 1 more cut. Let's see. That looks good. Uh-oh, this is bad. Okay, so this is another bad one actually. This is a what do you call it? A disadvantage. Spring-heeled Jack, suffer a wound and then place this card on the side. So we're going to put that there for right now. We now know that we got a bad one. Yuck. Not happy about that at all. And then we're going to roll our dice and see what happens with it. Okay, so it's going to be, again, same freaking roll on this die, which means it is starting down here. I almost don't care, but these leads are going to go cold, and it's going to hurt us regardless. So it's going to be green 5. So let's go place that in green 5. The clue is moving a long way across the board over here to green 5. So that's where clue 1 is now. We don't actually want to touch that if we can avoid it. And then we still have one more thing we get to do with Emma. Oh, look! We found the location. So now we know that this, the Nikola Tesla's secret lab, is the location of the plot. So we're going to leave the X there. I can remove all of the other tokens. They don't matter anymore. We have uncovered the plot. It says once you've uncovered it, 2 things are going to happen. I need to remember what they are. I'm going to be right back. Yes, this is correct. I'm going to remove all of the remaining tokens. We are done with them. There's no reason to keep them on the board. We have discovered the locale. That little advantage, fun little bit of looking for the locale is gone. And you know that special agent that we put in play at the beginning of the game is about to come out and harass us. So let's see what that's going to look like. Just making sure I got all those on the off board. I do. Okay. Yeah, back at the beginning, we took this card. Evil plot is afoot. This is actually an agent. Let's see what it is. Agent of Evil. It says Kayasa, Illuminated Sleeper Agent. After Kayasa pursues, if she is within 2 locales of an investigator, that investigator discards a random resource. She's really nasty. That's what it takes to defeat her. Neither of us could defeat her at the moment, but we're pretty close. Anyway, let's get her standee out. We're going to get her on there she is. I got to get her a little standee for her, and then we're going to put her out on the board somewhere at random. So our world just got a little nastier. Let's see where she's going. Red 2. Red 2. Where is that going to go? way up here. So she appeared with clue number 2 up there, which is one of the ones I don't think I want us to solve. And there you have it. So now we have an agent of evil on the board, and she's going to pursue us in the end of the game round, which is about to happen. So, she might pursue us. We'll see. Good thing is she didn't land where we are, but I think there are some things that I want to look and just double check. Again, this is a blind playthrough, so I haven't played this before, but I want to make sure that when an agent appears, it does not do anything. Yeah, it just says at the end of the round, revealed in the current round or already in play, pursue investigators. You've got to take the following steps. Roll the lead locale die, place the agent standee at the corresponding locale, follow any instructions listed on the agent's card. In addition to the effects listed on each agent card, the following rules are in effect. Investigators may never leave or enter a locale occupied by an agent. If an agent is ever placed on the same locale as the investigator, we take 2 trauma, so we don't want that to happen. Luckily, there's only 2 of us, so odds are with us, but nah, you never know. Okay, so that was the end of her turn. We've done a couple of good things there. We've definitely solved some stuff. We're getting closer. Now, though, we have to go to the conclusion of a round, which will be the next round we conclude. So the first thing we do is that we advance the time token. That means this goes up here, and we have concluded an hour, which means this token is now gone, and it is now the 2 o'clock token right there. And that happens with that. Now, I don't think that anything else happens with there. If the time token reaches 12 o'clock position, reveal the next hour token. We've done that. Rotate all active lead cards on the clock hand on their back, advance a quarter hour. Okay, let's go look at that. Now we know we have some problems here, but this one, so number 1's going to advance to 9 o'clock. So's number 3, but we're going to get to that one pretty soon. I'm saving number 2 for last because that's where something's going to happen. And then number 4 is going to go down here to 6 o'clock. Now number 2 is going to go cold. Now we kind of wanted that to happen because that card was bad. So what it says discard cold leads. Leads that face up at 12 o'clock. One investigator must suffer one trauma for each lead. Agents pursue, we'll do that next, and then pass the end of the round. So a couple things happen. First off, and it shows it right here, this goes up one because we lost a lead. That lead went cold. That is this lead number 2. We'll have to generate a new one, but it has gone cold. And while that seems like a good thing for us, it is actually. I mean, it looks like it hurts us. It did, but that's okay. Now the Scarlet Pimpernel, since she's immune to a lot of things, I'm going to give her the trauma. So she took 1 trauma. Now, if she ever reaches the end of her chart, she is kaput. So we got to be careful of that. Now, that's what happens. So let's finish off the round, then we'll generate the new lead. Now we're going to do Agents Pursue. And how that works is we're going to roll the dice, the location dice, and see where the agent goes next. Now remember, this agent has a special ability. She does. Her name is Kaisa. And let's see where she goes. Blue 5. Hopefully that's far away from everybody. That would be nice. It is, actually. That's great. She is at the Royal Geographical Society. Now it says that if she's within 2 and she's not, then we would lose a random resource. So we're okay there. Though we do want to catch up to her and defeat her. We don't need a lot. We just need good old Sherlock Holmes to get another science, and he can go take her down. We just need 2 science, and she's got it. So we'll see if we can get that. But we're going to try and take on more underworld X leads. We're going to try and take on more leads. Okay, that is that. Now we see how the agent pursue, and that's what happened. Then we're going to go to finish off the end of the round. We did that. Now we got to generate a lead. Now this lead was generated out of sequence, so there's not going to be as many cards in the lead pool. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 1 lead from the card type of the, let's see, 1 lead of the type investigated. Well, it was a bad one of the weird bad ones. So I don't know what, it doesn't actually say what type of lead it is, so it doesn't qualify as a lead type. And it says 1 card from each of the deck matching the location. We can do that. So that was number 2. That was at the Old Bailey, which means it's going to be a political and an underworld card. So those 2 go into the pile. And then it says 1 card from each of the lead deck of the investigator's choice that matches one of the resources spent. We didn't spend any, so it's just going to be these 2. So I'm just going to, I don't know how I can shuffle them, but okay. I don't remember which one I picked up. I really don't remember which one I picked up first, so I think we'll just do that. Okay, there. We're going to put that over there. This one gets discarded. Now we need to see where it goes and how much time we have with it. Well, I keep rolling the exact same thing, so it's at 6 o'clock. It's really hurting us, by the way, to do that. And we're at a purple 10, which means that this number 2 lead drops down to the Carfax Abbey. That's pretty good for us. Not very far away at all. And that ends the round. We're not going after the agent yet, but I did realize with Sherlock Holmes' Master of Disguise ability, it says exchange one of your resources with a resource of another type. We could actually take her down. But we're not going to do that. But we are going to go back around and take our new turn. We're going to take one more turn in this episode, and then we'll call it a night. So what we're going to do is we're just going to move Sherlock Holmes 1. He's going after that number 4 clue before it burns out on us, that lead right there. So he moves up to there. That's the only thing he does. Oh, wait. Let's take a look at the number 4. We actually can do that now. Let's see what it is before we go get it. We may have done this already. I don't remember. The Nautilus. Oh, this is actually a really good card. Place this card in front of you. Your maximum movement is increased by 1. Discard this card to move to any locale. Okay, well, that's easy. We moved up there. We took this card. We don't have to do anything with it. It becomes part of Sherlock Holmes' resource pool. And that's it for him. That's it. So this one, we're just going to have to generate a new lead. Now, that's going to be interesting because this one also was not one we have to do too much with. So, one card type from the investigating match, the matching one, well, it is nothing, so that's okay. And this is one card from each deck matching the location. That means we're going to have a Underworld. This is the Fighting Pit. Oh, 2 Underworld cards. So we know that this is going to be Underworld now because there's nothing else that we're going to do there. It is, however, our specialty. I think there's something we can do if it is our specialty. I'm going to look that up. And generating new leads. When specialties require an additional lead to be generated, it is generated from the same lead pile. It doesn't say that, but I think we do. One card deck from the lead type, locale, investigator's choice. That matches one spent. We didn't spend any. So I think we're just going to have these 2, and we're just going to pick this one. It is going to go over there. We're going to discard one and generate a new lead. As we race all over the board, hopefully, I'm going to really shake up this other die here. Let's see what we get. There we go, finally, 12 o'clock. Okay, and it's going to be at the 7 and 7 red, so red 7. So 4 is moving to red 7, which is way the heck up at the other side of the board. Wow, at, what's it called, Bucks Row in Whitechapel. That's where it is. That's a pretty good place to go, though. Allows us to draw 3 resources from the bag if we take an action there. Might be worth doing because we do have a lot going on and we're going to run out of resources eventually. We're fine for the moment. We're fine for the moment. Anyway, that's what we got. So we got the Nautilus there. We replaced that lead. That's where we're at right now. That's going to be the end of his turn because we don't have any reason to look at locales anymore to see if they are the source of the location of the nefarious plot. We've already discovered where the plot's going to take place. So that means it's going to be the end of his round. Now we're going to go back to Emma. Well, honestly, I think Emma's turn is going to be pretty straightforward, though I do want to see there's a special ability on the Carfax Abbey. I want to see what that is. It's a weird looking one. I think it has something to do with movement. Let's see. Carfax Abbey. Move any investigator to any locale. Okay, well, that's good because she can use that as a movement next turn. But for this turn, she's going to go 1, 2 down to here. We're going to take on that lead right there. Hopefully we can. You know, this is a bit of a risk. So we only have 2 types of resources, but I think it's science too. You know what? I don't know that we're going to do that. We have just just a little amount of time on that. We really need to get to number 3. Where's 3? It is pretty far away. Pretty far away. I think what we can do. We could go to Singapore Charlie's and get some resources on our way around the board. We do want to get to here, though. I just think we need some more stuff. I really do. I'm trying to look at a good location to get some things. You know what? Right actually in front of us. The Tower of London. So she's going to move just one to the Tower of London. She's going to take that action there. I'm going to look up, before I move there exactly, I'm going to look and see what that does. I'm pretty sure I know what it does. Yeah, generate a purple lead, a cult lead. It enters play at noon or midnight, whatever. So, okay, forget that. That's not that valuable to us right now. let's do this. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're going to go 1, 2, 3 over to Crowley's Sanctum, where we're going to gain 2 occult resources. So we went there and did some occult research. We got a little time on number 2. We got at least 1 round. If I can get back to our next round, we'll be okay. Fortunately, that's going to be all she can do this turn, so it kind of sucks. I mean, I can do this too. Discard to prevent 1 agent from pursuing this turn. Well, we always got that in our back pocket with Trilby O'Farrell. But that is going to be the end of the round. So what do we do next? We have all the leads generated that we needed to worry about. So we're going to go to concluding a round, which means we're going to advance the time token. So boom, that's there. Not great. We're going to have another lead go away this turn too, because we're going to advance all the leads. Once again, we knew this one here on 1 was bad, but this one's going to go. So we'll just flip that one over to make a point that it's going. This one's going to turn to 9 o'clock. This one will turn to whatever that's, 3 o'clock. Oh, wait, this one too is going to go, isn't it? Number 3. Is it? Yeah, we're going to lose 2 of them this turn. That is really bad for us. And that one's going to be a red one. Okay, so that's not good. How did that happen? It came in at 6 o'clock. I guess it did. We just didn't have time to get to it, right? I may have pushed that forward. No, I guess not. It turned last turn. Has that been where it's... Yeah, I guess it is. The British Museum. It's been there a little while. Okay, well, that's going to be a problem for us. Now, I'm happy about this one. This one's okay. We'll get rid of that. But it still causes the same problem for us, which means this goes up. Now, remember, we can't let too many of these happen. And someone's going to take a trauma. I think I'll give one then now to Sherlock Holmes. He now has a trauma on him. But we're not done yet, because we also then have... Now, these do not get replaced, by the way. Oh, you know what? I think I did replace... I made an error. I shouldn't have replaced number 2, but we're going to leave it alone for now. When these get replaced, when these go out, they shouldn't be replaced. They're empty now until I find a way to replace extras. But this is going to be gone as well. So that also then puts us up 1 more on the track there. And we have to take another trauma. I think it'll be our good old Scarlet Pimpernel. So we're getting stressed out, man. We're getting stressed out because we know that these leads are going away on us, and that's bad news. So that's that for now. Now we got to get to number 2 next turn, which we will. We got to try and make sure we limit this happening. Okay, now we got to have the agent pursue. Now I could prevent that from happening, but I think we'll just give it a shot. Let's see, 4 blue is going to be where? Oh, right there. Is she 2 away? Look, no, she is not. So we don't lose any resources. She's gone to the Crystal Palace where she's pursuing us, but it's okay. We can get her. Man, I wonder if I can get... I cannot get Sherlock Holmes to her yet. She's too many moves away from us. But that is going to be the end of the round. So, guys, I'm sorry I did screw that up. I put out a lead when one of them went cold on us, and I shouldn't have done that. So I want to be clear that you're not supposed to do that. Anyway, this is our learning game, so there you have it. And that is going to be the end of our session here. So, guys, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I really appreciate it. And I will see you in the next video.